I remember the day like it was etched into my bones. Every cruel word, every dismissive sneer, echoing in my mind as if they happened yesterday. My family told me I was wasting my life, that my dream of becoming an urban beekeeper was nothing but a foolish fantasy. They laughed, said I'd fail, that I was an embarrassment for trying to turn a patch of city rooftops into something meaningful. I had no choice but to walk away, carrying their judgment like a heavy stone in my chest, promising myself I'd prove them wrong. They called me crazy, laughed behind my back, and told everyone I was chasing a pointless rural hobby destined to crash and burn. But I knew deep down this was my calling. I saw the importance of bees, how their decline threatened our ecosystem, how their life cycle was a mirror to our own sustainability. While they mocked, I planted my seeds, literally and figuratively. I closed my ears to their doubts and poured my heart into creating something real, something lasting. What they didn't understand then was that I wasn't just building apiaries. I was building a future. My lonely rooftops in the city blossomed into vibrant, buzzing sanctuaries. The bees thrived, and with them, so did the flora around me. My city began to breathe differently, healthier, greener. I watched as the barren patches of concrete transformed into pockets of life. It was slow, agonizingly slow at times, but each hive I nurtured, each swarm I protected, was a silent rebellion against their ridicule. Years passed, and my little urban apiaries grew into a movement. I partnered with local schools, environmental groups, and city officials. I taught children about sustainability, showed them how small acts could ripple into massive change. I documented the decline of local pollinator populations, then shared the stories of how my bees helped revive the neighborhood. Eventually, what was once dismissed as a rural hobby became a beacon of environmental renewal. And then, one day, I was invited back to my hometown. Not as the struggling outsider they had once mocked, but as a recognized leader in environmental restoration. The town was different now, greener, more alive, and I knew they'd see what I'd built. I was ready for their judgment, but more than that, I was ready to show them my true worth. I arrived at the house where I grew up, that same old place that had once been a symbol of their dismissal. My family greeted me, some hesitant, some with barely concealed skepticism. But I had prepared something to reveal, a gift, a testament to the journey I had undertaken. Later that afternoon, I led them to a patch of land behind the house I'd transformed. It was no longer a neglected yard. It was a thriving ecosystem, teeming with life. Trees I'd planted years ago had grown tall. Flowers bloomed in every color imaginable, and at the center was a hive, an entire apiary humming with activity. I watched their faces as I opened the hive. The bees swarmed, danced between the frames, and filled the air with a gentle, persistent hum. Their eyes widened as they realized what they were witnessing. This wasn't just about bees. This was about resilience, about what a single dream could accomplish when fueled by passion and perseverance. Then I turned to face them, my voice steady but filled with emotion. This is what I've built, not just a hive, but a legacy. I believed in the importance of these creatures, in the power of sustainable living, long before anyone else did. You told me I was foolish, that I was wasting my time. But look around. Look what your doubts almost kept me from achieving. The silence stretched thick and heavy, broken only by the steady drone of the bees. My father looked away, uncomfortable, while my mother's eyes glistened with unshed tears. They had dismissed me, humiliated me, but now they saw the fruits of my unwavering conviction. I took a step closer. You see, I was told I'd fail, that I was an embarrassment. But I turned that rejection into a purpose, a mission to heal the land, to restore the balance. And I did it. Not just for me, but for all of us. For the future. In that moment, I saw their defenses crack. My brother, who had once mocked my obsession, looked at the hive with a mixture of awe and regret. My sister reached out, touching a flower I had planted, and finally, I saw a flicker of understanding flicker in their eyes. As I watched them take in this living testament to perseverance, I realized that success isn't measured by applause or recognition, but by the quiet victories that change the world one small step at a time. I had turned my ridiculous dream into a thriving reality that now stood before them, a symbol of hope and resilience. And that night, as we sat around the table, something shifted. My family didn't just see me as their daughter or the odd one with the bees. They saw the strength it took to stay true to oneself, despite the noise of doubt and rejection. They saw the value of persistence and the power of a dream fueled by purpose. I know now that the greatest triumph isn't just in reaching the pinnacle of success, but in transforming the very narrative others have written for you. I am proof that even when the world dismisses you as foolish, your unwavering belief can carve out a new reality, one filled with hope, healing, and undeniable proof that your dreams are worth fighting for. And as I look at my family, I realize that I finally earned my place, not just in their eyes, but in my own. I've proven that a tiny hive of courage and conviction can change a landscape and ultimately change lives. That's the real honey, the sweet reward of never giving up on what you believe in, no matter how deafening the doubters. Because in the end, it's not about what they said or did. It's about what I became. An urban beekeeper, a healer of the land, a reminder that even the most dismissed dreams can become the foundation for a better tomorrow.